Mark C. Back on the beat, straight out of Grapetown. Life, music, bars, and art, Volume 2. Let's get it. I said, yo. I went into 2026 feeling optimistic and hopeful about the future, like things were finally looking up. So many dope moments and new memories, opportunities I had hoped to build off of going into this year. But with new hope came new fears, new tears, and new obstacles, potholes and giant-sized sinkholes I have to face. The road going forward just got a lot tougher, and I have no choice but to be brave and strong going forward. I can't afford to slip up or stumble or make any mistakes. I say that a lot, but this time it's vital, like life or death. I've been in survival mode for so long, I don't know how else to live, and I made a promise to myself I would never let myself ever feel helpless again, and I'm trying so hard to be better too and be more positive. It's even harder when it seems like every day brings new burdens and troubles and more problems, rocking me, knocking me off my feet, beating me and kicking me while I'm down. It's like trying to breathe with broken ribs. There is no denying it. I'm troubled, damaged, but not broken, jaded, but I refuse to break, walking through the rain, dodging the raindrops, waiting for the sun to shine through the clouds. The storm never seems to be over, so I'm just trying to weather it and ride it out, trying to keep my eyes on the road ahead and not let the pressures and stresses of life mess with my head, waking up in my bed, dreading what life throws at me next, heart pounding in my chest with every step. I know things could be worse, but I pray for days when I can breathe easier and worry less. I try to tell myself things get easier, but I'd be lying to myself if I did. I try to believe better days are not far away, but I look inside my heart for assurance, and all there is an uneasy feeling trying to break through the surface. But even with everything that I'm feeling, I have to remain sound. I have to pick myself off the ground and keep going into the unknown, no matter what may unfold in time. Aha! It's Mark C. Back on the beat, straight out of Grapetown. Life, music, bars, and art, Volume 2. Let's get it. I said, yo. I'm going through life trying to keep my head held high through the highs and the lows. I'm just trying to hold it together, and some days I feel like I'm not doing so good at that. Watching my mom's condition worsen was the worst kind of reality check. Barely 2 months into 2026 and I almost lost my mom. Shit has me shaken. Mental state is in a terrible place right now, and bottling it up inside won't help, so I'm writing about it in these lines. This is my life, waking up every day to grind and keep my mom out of the hospital, keep her alive while trying to live my own life and do what I need to do, and it's not getting any easier. They say God gives his toughest challenges to the strongest people, but this feels more like a punishment, a trial that I have to face for all the wrong I've done in my life. I hate that I made so many mistakes growing up. I'm forever a penitent, repentant for the things I can't take back or fix, but it's like it's never enough in God's eyes, cause he keeps throwing shit my way that feels like it's slowly breaking me, little by little, piece by piece, and I'm just doing my best not to let it, trying to be strong for my mom and the people that need me to be and are counting on me to be. And some days I just don't know what to do, conflicted and mind confused, forever trying to protect my peace while searching for clarity, something I can never seem to find. I hold on to hope like it's my lifeline, but I feel like it's dwindling. With each passing day, I continue praying for change, but nothing ever seems to change, and I'm tired, jaded, trying to keep my mind clear as I wipe away the tears from my eyes. Aha! It's Mark C. Back on the beat, straight out of Great Town. Life, music, bars, and art, Volume 2. Let's get it! I said, yo!
It was on this one.
I'm on my time, I wake up shining, ready to grind, face life and give it everything I got. Standing tall, standing my ground, I speak in surround sound. Cap if you saying you don't hear me, I've been talking loud like Mac Miller. I'm the crazy Napa rap heretic, I'm the sickest you can get. Spitting consistently, doing my thing, writing constantly, producing music and content that drops weekly. I'm doing the most and I'm out in the streets, I'm different, and that's the illest out of everything. Other rappers rap at you, catchy flows, but I speak to you, cause I want what I say to mean to you. Stick with you for life like a scar that's inoperable, so you can't remove me. A piece of me that will always be with you, take root in you, turn these weeds into botanical gardens, cause what I take from this earth I must return. Like knock knock, play the game and hope you come out on top or it's over. Life's turning into a carnival show and I'm just trying to survive life, which is like a barrel of hungry monkeys. I'm not going to act like there aren't times where I'm not struggling and doing the best I can just to stand on my own too. And I just kindly ask you to de-escalate like the First Amendment auditors do. I promise you, you don't want to provoke me at this moment. There's no telling what I might do. I might not waste my damn time on you. What kind of comedy show is this? What makes you so special? What makes you feel like you're important enough for me to disregard my grind and my peace to want to openly beef with you? I don't care for one. The only one that cares about the beef is you. Like I said, I'm on my own time and I don't waste time. I know how time is short, so I'm utilizing my time more wisely these days. I don't have time for beef. Shit's entertaining though, listening to what the people actually say about me. I chuckle while they're thinking it's like a gut punch to me. My focus is on my business, my grind and my life, and writing my rhymes, continuing to shine. The fact that my name brings so much dislike and disdain that it absolutely ruins their day, and all I can think to say is namaste. Aha! It's Mark C. Back on the beat, straight out of Great Town. Life, music, bars, and art, Volume 2. Let's get it! Yo! I'm back rapping, spitting flames, writing some wicked lyrics. No Ariana Grande, 2 feet on the ground, eyes on the future, mind on my grind, taking care of my mom, making sure I'm there for her when she needs me, while living my own life to the fullest extent as much as I can. I face my troubles, I don't run from them. I confront my past like it's unfinished business, cause it usually is. I'm not worried about anyone that wants to try me either. Step up or stand aside. My rise is inevitable. Nothing can intervene. End up being a stepping stone. It's going to get a whole lot scarier when I'm on my own in this world, cause all I will have to depend on is myself. I'm already in survival mode, so I'm used to watching my back. I'm ready for whatever comes for me in the physical form at least. I'm not with senseless violence, but if it makes sense, I'm with it. My homie Rocky said, said, I walk like I mean business. My eyes conceal as much as they reveal. When I speak about life, you can hear a wisdom there that makes people listen. As long as people want to hear what I have to say, I'll always have a chance to plead my case. I love how music is an outlet and a platform. Haters is just an added bonus. I used to go nuts in my youth, but I'm older now and not as much of a wild boy like MGK used to be before he lost his nuts in a scuffle with Eminem and Megan Fox tamed him. Just an opinion, don't bite my head off. I doubt MGK gives a fuck anyway. He's got more important shit to do than to respond to me, just like I have more important things to deal with than haters, but I like fucking with them. If I'm being real, I'm fucking good at it. A maniac with a knack for kicking these motherfuckers in the nutsack, cause that's where the fun's at. Firing off on these bums one by one, cause there's nothing they can do to prevent me from spitting raps and kicking ass, grinding, then at the end of the day, kicking back, knowing that even though my life isn't perfect, it's worth it to be here, to be alive, making the most of my time, but still finding time to stop and appreciate life. And why I appreciate the grind, this rhyme is giving off J. Cole vibes. He showed me the fall off will always be more appreciated than the rise. Aha! It's Mark C. Back on the beat, straight out of Great Town. Life, Music, Bars, and Art, Volume 2. Let's go. I said, yo. When I was a kid, my parents separated and it was tough. As a kid, I didn't understand, but now that I'm older, I do. I've been through my own relationships and fully get that some things don't work out, that life doesn't always go the way you want it to, that sometimes things happen and plans change and you just have to adapt to the way things are and keep going into the unknown, keep pushing through the unexpected and hope things turn out okay in the end. You also have to accept that not everything works out the way you hope they do. And that's where I'm at in this current stage of my life with my mom's condition worsening. This year has not started off the way I had hoped it would. I find myself struggling to adjust to everything that's happened. And though I'm struggling, I'm stepping up even more so than I was to be there for my mom, trying to work together with her so that we can move forward together. Cause I understand it's not just about me, it's about her too, and how she is also struggling to adapt and adjust to what's happened. It's unfair to her that God has put her in this position, or maybe fate is the one to blame. Either way, it doesn't change our situation. If I could take all of my mom's pain and suffering, all the weight she carries on her shoulders, I would, so she wouldn't have to suffer or struggle another day in her life. I would gladly do it. As it turns out, God had other plans and fate waved her hand and destabilized the balance I thought I found in my life, and I'm just trying to hold on and keep it together for my mom's sake, even though I'm feeling worried and concerned and scared to leave my mom alone at the house, terrified that something might happen while I'm away, that if something did happen, she wouldn't make it to her medicine in time, and that I would return home and find her on the floor, unconscious, a feeling I haven't felt since I was a child. I've had people ask me, how do I manage all this uncertainty? How do I maintain my composure? The truth is, I have to. I have no choice but to keep going and muster up all the strength, courage, and bravery I can to keep my feet underneath me, even when I'm feeling hopeless and helpless and have mountains of doubt. I have to remain sound. Even if I feel weak, I can't just give up. I have to keep going, swallow it all down and make sacrifices, because that's what needs to be done. I have to do it for me, but most of all, I have to do it for my mom. I'm bound by duty to do what is required of me, even if that means I have to face the fires of hell time and time again. Unfortunately, I don't have the tools inside to silence my mind, only the tools I need to protect my peace. Life hits differently when this is what you're used to. This is what I'm faced with. You can pretend you can walk in my shoes till you're staring at them, contemplating putting them on, and realize you can't. Aha!
Ariana, you crazy.
It's Mark C. Back on the beat.
It was on this one.
Straight out of Great Town. Life, music, bars, and art, volume 2. Let's get it. I said, yo. I sometimes go out into the garage and sit there thinking about how I used to kick it out there, listening to music off my iPod, writing raps, writing rounds for rap battles on Facebook. I rapped with so many dope MCs from Napa and all over, even if things didn't work out between us as friends in the end. Still wishing you all the best, stay blessed, and it could still be fuck Mark, and that's cool, I'm good with that. But I've moved on from my past, and I totally get why you can't too. But I'm doing my thing, and so are you, and that's that. I hope you succeed in every way you want to. I'm going to continue doing what I do, grinding, working hard, working on my music and improving my raps and leaving a legacy behind with my YouTube, my life, my journey, my moves, my wins, my losses, my conflicts, my struggles, my trauma, my drama, my suffering, the lessons, the growth, and the ending when the curtains close. It's going to be amazing to watch back as an old man and smile through the good and the bad and be able to relive that when my time is close to over. Go knowing I did something with my life that people can see with their eyes. Maybe become inspired to do what I did and more, carve their own path, citing my name as an influence when they earn an award and they're given shout outs, or when someone is feeling lost or afraid, or they're feeling an emotional overload of emotion and they need something to listen to help them get through what they're going through. I hope I'm someone who they put on. That's where I win. That's worth more than money and fame, and I don't care if that's strange or dumb or idiotic, weak, or whatever you can think of to say. Throw it in the comments. I'm not bothered by it. You won't catch me weeping over it. I'm grinding, still shining, living life, taking it day by day, but still writing raps, keeping my name alive. I'm a rapper, a battle rapper, and most importantly an artist, and I do so much more too. Vlogging, gaming, I've logged countless hours into my YouTube channel, and even at the time that I'm writing this, I'm already preparing music and content years in advance every week into 2028. That's how important this is to me. It's not for fame or fortune or popularity. It's for my legacy that I'm leaving behind. It's for Big Drew so his legacy never dies. It's for everyone who's been a part of my journey that wants to go back and see everything as it unfolded. That's worth more to me than any of those things. Shout out to the homie Daryl for always supporting me. Nimmer too. None. Trisha, you know my love is true. And my love for my art and my passion for rapping won't die until I do. And that's some life, bars, music, and art for you.